What is going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel today. Oh my gosh, we have so much news about the Avengers Doomsday trailer and some cameos for Avengers Doomsday to go over today. You might have heard that a Korean media rating board has shared information about the trailer. They have released it online. So no matter what, the trailer is coming this month. It sounds like those reports about it being attached to Avatar Fire and Ash are definitely true, in which case, people like Collider have reported that that's going to happen. So we pretty much knew that, but it looks like the trailer might indeed be coming a little earlier than we thought. That December 11th release date actually is looking pretty good right now. And here is the reason why. Before we dive into the cameos, let's talk about what we're hearing about the trailer. So the Korean Media Rating Board has shared information about the trailers, and they usually do this 2 days before the trailer's release. So this has happened in the past with the Korean Media Rating Board. They did it for the Marvels, they did it for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and they did this for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Basically, what happened for these movies when the Korean Media Rating Board shared this information, 2 days later, the trailers for these movies were released. So if it's anything like the past, that means that December 11th release date could be the date where we get that trailer. So it looks like, it's not confirmed, but it looks like we might have a decent chance at the trailer dropping the 11th. Now, we've heard some things like, well, they might just be showing it to the press, or they might just be released online. It might be just a little tease to get people to go watch the full trailer in Avatar Fire and Ash that comes before it. But it also could just be a full-blown, massive first teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday dropping in just a couple of days. And that, at the end of that trailer, they could say, go see Avatar Fire and Ash for a sneak peek at Avengers Doomsday. Now, they did also give us the official trailer time as listed. Currently, the running time for the trailer is 1 minute and 25 seconds, which I think sounds about right for a teaser trailer. Now, as far as what to expect, we've heard things in the past that say it's really going to focus on Doctor Doom. It's going to show a lot about Doctor Doom. If the trailer descriptions that we've heard are accurate, it's not going to show too much of the X-Men, which I'm really excited to see because I want to see their new suits. But I guess that does make sense to save that for maybe the main official trailer, a bigger reveal. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot that Marvel Studios decides to save for the actual movie. Now, I do still fully expect something to come before Avatar Fire and Ash because both are Disney properties, and it is a really good time for Marvel Studios to simply put something in front of Avatar Fire and Ash for a lot of eyes to see. That's the biggest thing. And we've been hearing some reports that Marvel Studios, they know how big this needs to be. So when they start the promotion for Avengers Doomsday, keep in mind a year in advance, right? Because the movie's coming out next December. They're not going to stop. It's going to be a full blown out massive marketing campaign where they're going to do something pretty big every single month. They're not going to let off the gas. They're going to keep going and keep going and keep going. Hopefully they don't show us too much and reveal too much. Tease us, give us some good stuff, but I don't want to know the entire movie before it comes out. I know that sounds kind of funny because we talk about leaks a lot, but to have the whole entire movie confirmed, all the twists and turns beforehand, a year in advance, I don't think makes much sense for the studio to do. So we're going to get a lot of good stuff, and they're going to start revealing things over time. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were revealing some cameos, and they did reveal Chris Evans and then Tobey Maguire, stuff like that. But I think for the most part, we're in for a really great year when it comes to hype for Avengers Doomsday. And then, of course, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out, and they're going to talk about Doomsday for that as well. So we're about to really enter, well, 2026 just in general for movies is going to be a fantastic year. A lot of big ones coming out. But also when we get to Avengers Doomsday, it sounds like a theory that I had might actually be proven true already, because according to a report from Alex Perez from thecosmiccircus.com, the cameos are going to play specific roles in Avengers Doomsday. And if this is accurate, they're going to do exactly what I thought that they were going to do. So what Alex has recently said on his website, thecosmiccircus.com, is that the cameos in the upcoming Avengers film are going to play a very important part in the overall story. One, They will show the effects of the incursions in their own universes. I have been saying that this is what Marvel Studios needs to do for a long time now. I actually think Marvel should have done more projects like the Fantastic Four First Steps during the multiverse saga. I get it. A lot happened with Marvel. We had the change from Kang to Doom and Robert Downey Jr. returned, the Jonathan Major situation. Like, I totally get it. But still, what they should have been doing is doing other projects in other universes. I think it was clever what they did with the Fantastic Four. We should have got a few other movies like that, because now in Avengers Doomsday, we'll go in and they'll start to show us these different universes, and we'll get the perspective from those universes, which is what I've really been theorizing is how we're going to get these cameos that appear. There's a second part to this, but I think this part makes a lot of sense. As the multiverse begins to get destroyed, you show those universes being destroyed. And how do you show that? From the perspective of a hero on that universe. For example, Tobey Maguire's universe could be getting destroyed, but you see it through Tobey's viewpoint. What is going on? What is happening? There's another world. Grab MJ, grab Mayday. Hopefully he has Mayday, and try to do something to survive. Unfortunately, I think most people in these universes aren't going to have any capability of surviving. I don't think most of them are going to have multiverse travel. Some will. Like, there's probably Reed Richards out there who has, access to multiversal travel, but we'll have to wait and see who survives, who doesn't. But here's the second part. Here's the big part. And this is what I've been predicting as well. And I'm sure a lot of you have thought this. The second part to this report states they will later be called upon by a higher authority to join the fight. Higher authority is something that obviously we're not going to be able to confirm, but I think that it's Loki. It just makes sense to me. I think Loki right now is that higher authority holding everything together, holding the branches together so he can see everything going on, right? He can see out there in all these different universes. So as the multiverse begins to collapse, he can see these heroes, and him and the TVA, Sylvie, Mobius, Obi, all of these people, they have the ability to go to these universes, open up a portal, grab them, and take them to the TVA, a place that should be fine, at least when it comes to the destruction of the multiverse, right? It's outside of space and time. It's not affected by that. It's affected by Doom wanting to go to it and destroy it. But as far as a crumbling multiverse is concerned, it's safe. So this is what I've been thinking the entire time. We get the perspective of other universes dying from the perspective of the main heroes from that universe. And they survive because the TVA needs them to join the bigger battle that is against Doctor Doom. That way, they can somehow figure out a way to save the multiverse after. Kind of like Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. They lose in Infinity War, and then after the fact, they figure out a way. And even 5 years later, they do the time jump. They figure out a way to kind of undo everything that happened before. They bring everybody back, at least. The events aren't erased from time, but they bring everybody back, and they defeat Thanos. So the same thing I think is going to happen here. I think they're going to realize they can't really stop what is happening. They can't stop the multiverse from being destroyed. I think Loki sees that. I think Doom sees that as well. And I think the people on each teams are going to start to see that by the end, to where it's like, okay, so what do we do? What is our contingency plan? Like, how do we survive the destruction of the multiverse? So maybe later there's at least a chance for us to bring it back. I think that's what happens at the end. And I think that's why Loki, the TVA, and some good heroes are going to go throughout the multiverse capturing heroes to join the cause. And this would also kind of solve a problem I had. If Tobey's universe does get destroyed, I would want MJ to survive. And if he has Mayday, I'd want her to survive. Well, the TVA showing up to him when he's with them, I would imagine they would let him take his wife and daughter. Otherwise, that's pretty dang cruel. But keep in mind, the TVA is a giant city, right? Remember, like, we only see some of it, but we've seen out windows and stuff. We've seen a massive city. So I think that would also be really cool as well. You're going to different universes, grabbing heroes, but you're grabbing their families too, right? Because, and especially because, like, if your world's about to die and you're about to be saved, you're going to want to take your loved ones, obviously. So I think we're in for some really cool surprises here in Avengers Doomsday. And I think it's going to be, everything we're hearing so far is going to be it's just going to be great for the movie. Just going to be great. Now, I will show this. there's been some images going around online that are showing an Avengers Doomsday logo. Some people think that this is an official logo. A lot of people are like, I don't know if it's official. It's so hard to tell in the time of AI. It really is. Uh, this could be real. It might not be real. But I mean, like, the gist of it is probably all the same, right? If they're just going to put a logo for the thumbnail for the trailer, it's probably going to look pretty similar to this. And, AI, it looks like AI at the same time, but I mean, we don't know at this point, and that's why this time where we're at right now kind of sucks, because we don't know what's real and what's fake. But it also kind of, the unknown kind of makes it a little bit more exciting as well. Regardless, it looks like the trailer is definitely coming out this month, no matter what, because of the Korean Media Board. But it also means we might be able to get that trailer. We might be seeing it in a couple of days, December 11th. So keep an eye out. Of course, we'll do all the updates if we hear anything. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, when the trailer comes out, I'll be reacting and doing a breakdown of it. So let me know how excited you are. It looks like it's right around the corner. Whether it's December 11th or December 18th, it's soon. So let me know how excited you are. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.